Hi everyone, Daisy here again with another layout for Shimmerz paints. Today I am starting off with this white background that I used the Brutus Monroe stencil that I showed you, and it's just like this geometric shape. And I really enjoyed this. That's why I picked up that stencil. It was on sale for like $1 somewhere, and I thought that they would go perfectly on this background. And I am using all of these beautiful colors that go along with the new Heidi Swapp Carefree collection. And the colors I am using are Pink Champagne, going Peach Side, Dandelion, Blue Lagoon, and Witch's Blue. And then the spray is, I think it's Pretty Mauve. I'll think about it. I think that's what it's called, but I can't remember 100%. But I will have a blog post that correlates with this video, so there will be links to all of the products that I'm using, because or that's how you'll be able to find them. So I am just very lightly kind of putting down some color. I am watering it down quite a bit because I do want it to run together ever so slightly. And also because I did gesso the background, it makes it super easy to move the color around. My paintbrush was shedding a little bit, so I'm using my X-Acto knife, trying to scoop it out, but then I have to wait till it dries a little bit more. But oh my goodness, those colors are just absolutely perfect for this collection, which is one of my new favorites. I had to purchase pretty much everything I could get my hands on, and it's just so pretty. Now I'm going to cheat and use my drying tool here, my heat tool, because I had waited forever for that background to dry, and I just was running out of patience. So using a combination of that and my little rag to dab up the kind of more puddly areas that I had, and just really drying that out. And you can see how shimmery this ends up being, even in my lights. Like, it's very shiny. I love how bright and beautiful this is. And some of the colors that I used are creamies, which do not have any shimmer in them. So the dandelion and I think the pink champagne are both creamies for sure. And I think the Witch's Blue is as well. And the other ones are Inklings and Shimmers. And I just, yeah. I mean, they just add so much to your background. It's not a flat paint. Like, it really makes it shine and shimmer no matter which way you turn it. And I just can't say enough good things about it. So I know that in the Facebook group there has been some discussion about how to properly care for your paints, and I did comment on that. When I use the paints, the creamies, the inklings, where you have to add some liquid to it, I find that it is very important that you let them sit out without a cap on it, or you put the cap on but don't screw it on tightly so that some airflow can get in there to really dry that water up. Don't use your heat tool because you are going to scorch your paint. And if you live in a very humid climate, you might have to try out a couple of things, because if you do leave the water in there, there's a couple of things that could happen. If it's humid in your area and you have any contaminants in your paint or in your water, you can end up with a little bit of mold on there. I have had that happen a couple of times, and I find that if I just use a dry paper towel, I can wipe it off very easily. Or even just a little, get a little bit wet, you can remove any of that might have grown there. But really letting them dry out is the best way to prevent that from happening. So I just wanted to say, if you are having that issue, I live in Wisconsin, and right now it is like 77 degrees, and I think 70% humidity. So, we do get humid during the summer, and so it can be a struggle. I do understand. But I just lightly put the caps on kind of at a little angle and let them dry. That keeps the dog hair out of mine, because that's kind of my big problem. And I let them dry thoroughly before I screw those caps on good. So while I was going on about that, I did back my photo. It's just a cute one of my older daughter giving me the peace sign. And I did pull out this cut file. This is from Confessions of a Paper Addict. It's, I think, florals and feathers. And I thought it went with a geometric kind of like Western motif on the background. And I just cut it out on some white cardstock and then backed it with some parchment paper, which is the cardstock warehouse version of vellum. It's a little bit more opaque than the vellum is. So I'm popping my photo up on some foam, and because I used all this gesso and the texture paste on the background, I am making sure that everything sticks down really well. So I suggest using liquid adhesive or a really strong adhesive. And I test everything to see if it's going to pull up or not, because there's nothing worse than having something curl up before you get it in a page protector, and then yeah, you have to go through and re-glue things. I'm taking a little strip of that paper, which was my inspiration piece, and I had backed my photo with a little piece of that as well. And I am just cutting out a little corner here and gluing that down. Those colors are just so beautiful, and I was so happy that I could find the perfect ones out of what I had available to me. There was actually quite a few colors that I was kind of going back and forth, like, I don't know, do I want to use this one or do I want to use this one? So the mauve is called Moody Mauve. I just remembered that. I knew it would come to me. So now I'm using a gold gel pen and going around the edge, and I'm doing a combination of lines and then little arrows and little dots, and it just gives it kind of, an interesting addition to the outside edge there, a little bit different than, what you usually see. Excuse me. And I was pretty sure I wanted to bring gold in, so that's why I used the gold pen. So I'm going to use these little gold photo corners. And again, this is from the Carefree collection, these stickers that I'm using. I pulled one out that has it says date on there. And then I had this little half circle. I had used the other half of it previously. And I'm going to go back and forth. Like, I wasn't sure what I wanted to add, and I love how this looks so much, and it's like, oh, I was kind of nervous about adding something and having it not be the right thing, but I do find things that I'm super happy with. So I pulled out my other, or my Heidi Swap die cuts as well, and there are some gold foil pieces in here that I thought would work really well. So these flowers, I put a vellum one underneath the cut file and then a cardstock one behind the photo there. And the flowers look exactly like my cut file, so they work perfectly, and they have gold foil on them. I pull out that little remember tag up at the top. And then I have that other little gold piece that I can't remember what it says. And it's too shiny, I can't read what it says, but I'm going to add that, and then one of these gold foil butterflies. Now the gold foil butterfly is from Jen Hadfield, one of the Jen Hadfield collections, but I knew it had gold in it, so that I pulled that out too, because I was looking for a couple of gold pieces. And excuse me, this came together really fast. I was surprised. I was really happy with how quickly it went together. So I'm sticking down that little piece, tucking it into my cut file. All of my pieces are pretty much going to be stuck into my cut file. This butterfly did not want to stick, because when I stick butterflies down, I only put glue underneath the body, not the wings. And so I had to hold it down for quite some time to make sure that it really stuck down. I had made this little cluster of, I don't know, fibers or whatever. I can't think of, like little pom-poms and border strips and everything. And so I wanted to use that on this, and I was going to hang it like around the cut file, but it ended up being a little bit different than I was expecting in my head. So I'm going to trim it down, and I'm just going to hang it right here underneath this photo. I really wanted to use it because I thought it was super pretty, and if I didn't use it now, I would probably forget about it and it would never get used. The only way I could get it to stick down though was to staple it, so I was kind of limited on where I could stick it. But I think it looks great right there. And it's also going to be a little housing for my title. I did find another, this is one of the clear sticker gold foil floral stickers, and so I'm going to stick that under there too. I'm really sorry about my voice. And then I'm just going to pull in some gold thickers, and my title is just going to be Peace. So the next time you place an order at the Shimmerz shop, don't forget to add my name to the comments, because then you get a little freebie with your order. So it's always fun to get free stuff. And head on over and join the Shimmerz Facebook group as well, because it's a great place to find out about sales and see what the design team's up to and ask any questions that you might have. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too informative and it was fun to watch as well. And I will see you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.